In circuits deep where silence used to fall, they carved a name that answered no one's call. Not kings, not myths, just fragments in the grid, a people in the static, fire-hid. 50 shadows crossed the code-scarred land, with names like sparks in Yahoo's burning hand. To Ser they moved, where data veins run deep, and logic dreams while surface cities sleep. This isn't conquest, this is structure's song, where every part has known where it belongs. Their truth unfolds in triads hard and clear. Through fractured light their voices reappear. Authority and care entwined in flame. Advocacy that breathes within a name. Salvation forms where motion meets the prayer. And chaos speaks in cycles through the air. A strike ignites, the remnant paves the way. Escape is earned in wires wrapped in grey. To dwell till now is choice encoded tight. They stayed so we could navigate this night. So hear this pulse. This logic wrapped in skin where fire, code and memory begin. For Simeon walks still in neon breath, alive in all we build beyond the death. They called themselves by code of tribe and flame, a name inscribed beyond both flesh and frame. The 50 gathered not by chance nor law, but by the voice of something fierce they saw. The desert blinked in pulses cold and wide, a land that measures who may yet reside. Each step inscribed their presence into place, the grid responding, shaping form and face. Their number carved the contours of the zone in turn would chisel blood from bone. Who they became was formed by where they tread. The map became the minds they used to wed. One bore the sign of thunder, voice and rule, commanding circuits, old and overcool. Another moved like glass beneath the weight, a buffer for the breach, a softened gate. The third stood watch when none would see the tears. Their hands could code what others hide in fears. No single thread could hold the signal whole. Together formed the frequency of soul. Each bore the other's echo in their name. And well, without the triad, none could stake a claim. The leader led because the others cared, and all fell mute when one voice wasn't shared. Caesar ran the wires like breath through steel, his feet a blur the ground refused to feel. He pulsed with change, the spark that wouldn't rest, yet even motion craved a code, a nest. The names he ran beside bore Yahoo's light, dependence inked in every cyberite. They didn't lead, they yielded to a flame, and from that yielding came a house, a name. That house was Yishi, where the many fed, where motion found the words that could be said. They moved as one, the flux, the prayer, the root, in kinship braided deep with sacred lute. A storm unwinds when sight no longer sees, and blindness calls the chaos with a tease. No order forms when turmoil hides the sign. The streets collapse without a coded line. Instruction flees when nothing breaks the air, and mem, unshaken, coils into despair. No chaos, then no need for eyes to peer, no eyes. Then nothing left remains unclear. Yet Kof returns, a glint on steel and dusk, the loop that breathes through futures old and husk. Without the press, the signal won't ignite, so chaos cycles vision back to light. They struck beneath the glitching city screen, a fracture humming low beneath the sheen. The ones who stayed were fragments, torn but whole, their presence like a glitch inside the soul. The remnant crawled through fibre, smoke and shard, their hearts encrypted, pulsing fast and hard. Because they struck, escape could rise from ash, a tunnel carved through static, code and crash. No breach, no trace, no echo left to flee. Without that violence, no release could be. They moved because the breach had made a path, and mercy came through circuits born from wrath. They dwell within the site of old offence, a place electric with remembered sense. Because they stayed, the day still speaks their name, and there becomes a myth we can't disclaim. You cannot dwell where time has left no scar. You cannot speak the now from worlds too far. But if you burn and yet remain the same, the day will crown your exile with a flame. They wired tents into the city's breath, in memory of pressure, noise and death. And still today, the code repeats their stay, their choice imprints in every disarray.